guys, it's Gretchen and welcome back to my channel. So recently on Instagram, I asked this question over here. This is like just the save image of it. I asked my followers if they have ever received a weird or a rude comment regarding their piercings. If you have a lot of piercings, or even if you just have a few piercings, you've probably received some kind of rude and weird were really the only words that I could think of when kind of describing the comments I was looking for. But I'm sure we have all received at least one at any point in us having piercings. So I wanted to see what other kind of comments people receive. Now, you all submitted quite a few comments. I was really blown away by the response on this. Some of them do have overlap, like you get the very common comments, and then you get some that are a little bit more specific and a little bit more like, what? So today I am going to be reacting to those comments that you all submitted. Now, because this topic can be a little bit personal, I am not going to be reading people's screen names or saying people's names, just because some of these comments may have come from family members or just close friends or people in your life, and you'd rather not have your name out there and you say like, oh, my mom said this, and your mom may not see this video, but you never know. So for the sake of just privacy, I'm not going to be reading anyone's username or name, but I will flash the actual comment on screen. So let's go ahead and get started with some of the comments that you all have received regarding your piercings. I know why you have a tongue piercing, as well as can you still suck with that in? It is astonishing to me that people make those comments regarding tongue piercings. That is, first of all, it's disgusting. Keep your comments to yourself. Second of all, what is wrong with you to say that to someone? I don't care if you know them well or not. That is disgusting. If you are someone who has ever said to someone with a tongue piercing, oh, I know why you got that, or can you still suck with that? You're gross. Why do you want to look like a bull? This is a common comment for any of us with a septum piercing. I got this response quite a few times in just a variety of different ways. I remember when I first got my septum piercing, people said that to me all the time. If you're gonna make a comment about someone's piercing, at least make it original, because saying someone looks like a bull or a cow when they have a septum piercing is probably the most common comment you could say about a piercing. It's also probably the dumbest. My grandma said about my nostril stud, we have to get rid of that zit on your nose. Very strange zit you got going on there. It's a little hardened. Usually zits are a little bit more goopy. I've actually heard this from my brother before. My brother does not like piercings at all. Doesn't like tattoos either. And so he'll constantly poke fun at things, be like, oh, look at that zit on your face. And I'm like, which one? First of all, I got sensitive skin. I'm breaking out all the time. I understand the zit on your nose comment. It's an eye roll worthy one. It's just really have fun getting a job. I love these comments. It's just yes, I'm gonna have a bunch of fun getting a job. First of all, getting a job is not fun. So second of all, as someone who does have a job working in higher ed, I can tell you all that these people are just upset that they themselves can't get anything done. Piercings and tattoos don't determine someone's professionalism. As long as you can do the job, that's what matters. And if an employer can't see past that, well, then we have other issues. But you were so pretty. I have heard this one before too, and it is a disgusting comment. I'm fabulous after piercings and tattoos. What are you talking about? It's disgusting when people make those comments. But you were so pretty. And still am. My parents are always saying, just don't get any more. Makes me want to get more. Absolutely. Luckily for me, my parents obviously have never said that to me. I'm also 30 years old, so that would be weird if they said that to me. But my mom, luckily, is into the same things that I am, so I've never come across that with my parents, but I can definitely understand the annoyance of receiving that comment. It's oh, well, you've gotten enough. Let's not get any more. That's gonna make me want to go out and get more. Don't have piercings yet, but I often heard that people aren't going to take me seriously because of it. If someone doesn't take you seriously because you have piercings, maybe don't take them seriously. Again, not saying that this is an uncommon comment. I have heard this at some point in my life, and I'm sure others have as well. What you decide to do with your body should not dictate how someone else should treat you. Another eye roll worthy comment. That I shouldn't have pierced my doth, because that part of your ear balances your body. I've not actually heard that before. That's an interesting comment. Balances your body? I mean, I'm just a klutz on my own, so I could use some balance, but I was that before I got that pierced. That's an interesting one. My mother associates septum rings with slavery. What? That's a new one. When I got my septum, my grandma was like, is that a booger? How original. Going along the lines of like a zip for your nostril studs. Septum piercings, oh, is that a booger? You should clean your nose out. If you take it out, you'll have a hole in your ear. Yes. Thank you, Captain Obvious, for pointing that one out. A lot of people get like bent out of shape, like if you decide to take out a piercing and they're like, oh, you're gonna have a scar. Yeah. And first of all, there are ways to like kind of reduce the look of a scar so that it's not as noticeable. But it's like, yes, we know there's gonna be a hole there or a scar or a mark or something. We know that going in to getting the piercing. It's like, thank you so much for bringing it to our attention though, because wow, we really didn't know. My uncle said I had too many and needed to take them out. I had 4 at the time, I now have 19. Excellent. Good for you for continuing on with that. I don't understand the comments of being like, oh, well, you should stop now, or oh, you need to take them out. It's like, who are you to judge? And who are you to dictate what I end up doing? What? Another one? Yes, another one. I wasn't gonna stop. I don't understand those ones where they're just like, oh my God, you got another one? I mean, me personally, I'll continue to get them until I run out of room or until I'm happy with how everything looks. That's just me. What happens when you run out of room? See? Another one. It's just like, then I guess I run out of room. And you can always change it up. Like if you decide, well, I don't really want this piercing and this piercing anymore, but I'd like to get this, you can kind of finagle it. So like, even if you do run out of room, you still change things up by taking out old ones and then getting new ones. Also, what does it matter if you run out of room? What concern is it of theirs? Did that hurt? I've only been asked this about my tragus about 10 times. I understand the curiosity of people wondering if piercings hurt. But it's like I always say, even if you have a high pain tolerance, a needle is going through you. Use common sense. In some capacity, it's going to hurt. Whether it's like a pinch or just pressure or just like a brief moment of like, ooh, that was uncomfortable, there's gonna be pain. So while I get those comments, especially if it's coming from someone who's not pierced, hairdresser liked my piercings but said she hated septums. I had one flipped up at the time. That's just awkward. It's like, so how's the weather? You've been good. That's just awkward at that point. War shrapnel comments. That's another one that's very strange and bizarre. That definitely falls under the weird comment category because it's like, what? That's what comes to mind when you see a bunch of piercings is shrapnel comments? Okay. I get the question a lot, why would you want to do that? I think I've heard that myself before from my brother. My brother also just likes to be a jerk to me. Love him dearly. But it's just like, why wouldn't I want to do that? It's a thing I'm interested in. It's a thing that I enjoy. It's a thing that I love. If I enjoy or love something, I'm gonna do it. My mom told my sister right in front of me not to get piercings like me. That one's just hurtful. It's rude, but because it wasn't even being said at you, but it was being said in regards to you, in front of you, but not directed at you, it's just mean. Your ears are gonna fall off. I certainly hope not. That would be rough, but I'm pretty sure that we're okay, guys. I'm pretty sure we're okay. You're gonna set off metal detectors at the airport. This one, I've gotten this one so many times as well. It's like, no, I'm not. And even if for some reason it did, you can clearly see and get wanded or something. It's like, no, it's fine. I don't like them. As if I did them for anyone but myself. Yeah, a lot of people will make these comments and they're like, oh, I don't like piercings. That's good for you. I like them. And so I got them because I like them. I didn't get them for you. It's like, thank you for telling me your thoughts on it. How about be like a little bit more detailed about that? Be like, I don't like them, but if you do, that's awesome. Like, I didn't get them for anyone else. I got them for me. I would always get told your piercings or tattoos are going to look ugly when you're older. This one just blows my mind. I don't know, I guess I'm one of those people that, yes, I plan for the future, but I'm also a live in the moment kind of person. And if they look bad when I get older, they look bad when I get older. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna stop living for now with the thought of what's gonna happen when I'm 80. Also, I've seen some older people with their tattoos that they got when they were younger and they look fire. Also with piercings, the best part about piercings is that if you get tired of them or if you don't like how they look anymore, you can take them out. That's the great thing about them. My family looks at me as if I'm going to be committing a crime while my friends call me cool. Well, at least you've got friends that are positive. And for some reason, degeneracy goes along with piercings and tattoos. It's a terrible stereotype. It's something that I hope will eventually break. What if your husband won't like them? I was 16. That's just gross. That's a weird comment, it's a rude comment, and it's a gross comment. Again, going back to the whole, you get them for you. You don't get them for anyone else. You will be a bad mother. I'm glad to know that piercings dictate whether or not someone's gonna be a good parent or not. Again, it's like saying that you won't get a job or you won't be good at your job. It's like they don't dictate how well I can perform in a task. They don't dictate how well I'm gonna be as a parent. It makes zero sense. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. How do you eat about my lip piercing? To be fair, when I first got my labrae done, I questioned it myself, but that's just because of the jewelry length. Other than that, it's like, I eat like normal. I eat like any of you. Went to a dermatologist with something in my hand. She told me I would take that out regarding their philtrum piercing. First of all, like, it'd be one thing if it was a dentist that said that, but you've gone to a dermatologist, so like unsolicited advice. Did we ask you? No. Girls who have any facial piercings are ugly. If they were actually pretty, they wouldn't need to have piercings. My cousin's girlfriend told that to me because of my nose piercing. There was another comment from one of you that says, I'll never understand why beautiful women decide to get bull ring piercings, takes a 10 to a 2. These comments are absolutely disgusting. Like, you're trying to degrade someone. Like, you're trying to put down someone's beauty by saying, oh, you were pretty before all that. But now it's just like, that is gross. That is absolutely disgusting. And to anyone who has been told that before, I'm so sorry. I think you're beautiful. You'd look so much prettier without those holes in your face. Going back to the whole beauty thing, just because I decided to put piercings in my face doesn't make me any less beautiful. Just remember that. Don't take someone's perception of you to heart. You are beautiful. Stretched ears are gross. I mean, they can stink if you don't take care of them, but otherwise, I think they're pretty cool. About my gauged ears. You should be happy you're already married. No one would want that. That's a gross comment. I don't even know how to respond to some of these because it's just like, what was going through your head when you decide to say that to someone? My friend once told me I'd look hideous with a septum piercing, but I have it now and I look rad. I'm glad that so many of you who have been told that you look bad or you'll look bad or you look like blah 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 or something like that don't take it to heart and you go through with it anyway. Because I know how hard it can be to hear this from someone, especially if it's someone that you care about, you trust, and they say that to you and you're just like, well, are they right? And I'm so glad that a lot of you are still getting these piercings for you because you want it, not because someone else said you look a certain way or that they don't like it. I'm glad to see you're doing it for you. From Grandma, why would you do something like that to your tongue and body? Aren't you worried about cancer or infections? Cancer comment, I don't quite get. I understand the infections thing. Infections may happen, but you just deal with it. You can get an infection from anything. You can't live your life wondering, well, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? Because then you won't get to live at all. I understand the concern, but at the same time, I'm not gonna stop living just because of that concern. If it happens, and you deal with it. Aren't you a little young for a midlife crisis? First of all, no, never, or maybe. Second of all, this is not a midlife crisis. This is embracing who you are. When someone's just like, aren't you young to have a midlife crisis? Or are you having a midlife crisis? It's like, be quiet, I'll do what I want. Day after getting my septum, a coworker asked, is your boyfriend okay with it? As if I need approval. Again, back to that, it's like, we don't get this for significant others. We don't get piercings for family members, for anyone else other than ourselves. It's like, we hope our significant others are okay with it. But again, we're not gonna base what we decide to do to ourselves based off of what someone else likes or wants. We do this for ourselves. How will you pick your nose? Pretty easily. Someone told me I look like a tackle box. I don't mean to laugh, but that one's actually kind of funny, but also rude. My son compared my ears to pasta strainers. Y'all gonna make me laugh my makeup off. I gotta contain myself. Some of these comments are kind of funny. We got tackle box, we got pasta strainers. I could think of worse. I'll take a pasta strainer. My mom told me I should have waited to get my nipples done with a significant other. I got them for me. Good for you for getting them for yourself. Also, that's really weird. Get your nipples done with a significant other? Is your significant other gonna get it done too? Like we're matching. But I'm glad you got them done for you. If I were to get my nipples done, they would be for me. When I got my nostril pierced, my mom told me, you know, you'll get really bad sinus infections, right? I used to get sinus infections all the time, and to be honest, I haven't had one since I've gotten piercings. So I'm pretty sure piercings don't contribute to that. And if they do, I'm very sorry if they do. Another one of those things where it's just kind of like, well, you can't live your life wondering if it's gonna happen. Live your life and deal with it if it comes. Only women have piercings. That's another gross comment. No, women are not the only ones that have piercings. Anyone can get piercings. Anyone and everyone can get piercings. That's just, I'm sorry someone has said that to you, and it's not true. You aren't gonna appreciate the holes when you're older. Thanks, Grandma. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Who's to say? I don't have a time machine, but you know what? I enjoy them now. That would be my response. Or just a few peers asking how my parents feel about this. Like, what do you mean? It's my body. Exactly. It is your body. Do with it what you want. You don't do this for anyone else, you do it for you. If you took the jewelry out, can I see through the hole? I have a normal helix. Be like, sure, you wanna try? That's bizarre. Are those nipple piercings? You must be freaky then. My eyes are up here, sir. I really hope that you actually said that to someone because that's kind of funny. But it's just like, what is the association with nipple piercings, with tongue piercings? It's not even like a stereotype. It's just people being gross and ew, we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that nonsense. Me, I have 23 piercings. Them, where? Again, the suggestive stuff. People are gross. You look like a spaghetti straightener about my pierced ears. I have never heard this comment before. I'm actually a little upset that I haven't heard this one before. But two of you all now have said the spaghetti straightener thing. Man, I kind of want someone to say it to me. I'm a little upset because that's kind of funny. It's creative at least. But also it's like, no, I don't look like one. You only got piercings for attention and because it's a trend at the moment. Well then if that's the case, it's been a trend for quite some time. And yes, I let someone shove a needle through me for attention. Get out. Don't you think you're too old for all that now? I'm only 33. As someone who is gonna be 31 in April, I understand the feeling of just like, no, I'm not too old for this. Not to put my mom's age out there, but she'll be 61 next month. She has almost all the same piercings as me, as well as some tattoos. You're never too old. So for anyone wondering, oh, am I too old for this? No, the answer is no. You can be 88 years old and want your nose pierced. Go get it. You're never too old. People that say that just, ugh. Do you want to be a robot? Is that why you have metal all over your body? Yes, actually, I'm trying to become a transformer. It's something that I've been very passionate about becoming in my life, and you know, now's as good as time as any. I bet you have your naughty parts pierced. Someone at work. First of all, you should go to HR about that because that's gross. Second of all, why is that like the assumption from people? When I was single and on dating apps like OkCupid and all that stuff, I would get those like DMs all the time, and it's just like block, 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 because y'all gross. Like, stop. How would you eat with all that metal in your mouth? Can I watch you eat? Please don't. Also, I love the fact that a lot of you are using like the puking emoji with your comments, because it's like, that's pretty much how we all feel about these comments. And the last comment, did you pierce your nostril on the right because you're a lesbian? They say, I have a boyfriend. Oh, I don't have patience for people. I don't have patience for people. A lot of these comments, like coming from people, just make me go like, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? Clearly they weren't thinking. So these are just the comments that you all submitted that you have heard from others regarding your piercings. First of all, I'm so sorry that you've heard these things. This is not a reflection on you. Keep that in mind. Don't stop getting piercings and or tattoos just because someone else in your life says that they don't like it. You do this for you. You don't do it for anyone else. Let me know in the comments below, like if you don't follow me on Instagram, which you really should, but leave in the comments below like what comments you have received before regarding your piercings. They can be rude, they can be weird, they can be gross. Try not to make them super graphic in the comments, but let us know what you've heard before. Special thank you to my patrons. You can help support the channel on Patreon while having access to videos early, viewing patron-only content, and more. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big ol' thumbs up. Go on down there and hit that subscribe button, wherever it may be, because I don't know, even though I do. This is just my shtick now. Also hit that notification bell in case you want to know when I upload. And in case YouTube wants to let you know when I upload, because I would really appreciate it. And until next time, bye guys!